What's up, everybody? So today's Tuesday. No, Monday. My bad. Today's Monday. Post UFC 280. Sugar Sean, Sterling, and Islam Makhachev just got their wins on Saturday. So we just gonna talk about it. There's been some controversial stuff, like the Sugar Sean win, the Sterling win, and the only one that was fair, like, no, okay. Well, I'm gonna say though, as far as the narrative, Islam is the only one that took it fair and square. Anyways, let's start off with Sugar Sean O'Malley, right? Everyone was saying, I think Sean was like ranked number 11, fighting the number 1 guy. Dana said this is the number 1 contender fight. Whoever wins this fight is fighting for the belt next. Fight happens. How did you guys score? I scored it. First round O'Malley, second round Yan, and third round, honestly, it's debatable, bro. Like, I'm not even lying, it's debatable, especially if you rewatch it. Honestly, it could go either way. Like, I think it could have been a draw, but it could have. I could see definitely Yan winning that. Am I mad at Sean winning it? I think also what like, I'm not mad at it, but I feel like one thing that gave it like that made it feel even worse was Sean's body language. If after that fight he gets up and he starts putting his hand up, he's like, if he's confident in that performance, like if he's confident, like if he would have, even if he thought he lost and well, probably not, but if he felt like he won and his body language would have been different, it would have made it even. It wouldn't have felt as bad, I guess. It wouldn't have seemed as bad as it is now. Because as soon as the fight ends, he's on the ground, right? Because he got taken down. He sits up. I think he goes on his knees or something, and he just like this with his head down. He gets up all slow. Like, he's all like that. Like, all beat. Like, he just got beat. You got Yan over here with his hand up, fucking over here like this. So, it's like, if you look at that, it's like clearly Yan won. Sean knows he lost. But honestly, it's really tough to fight. I think the only round that you need to see who wins is the last round. It's because, like, I get that Yan takes him down, right? So I get that Yan is taking him down, so that gives him points. O'Malley landed more shots, and he also had the most damage because he caught that big cut right here. Oh, it was over here. My bad. It was over here. It was a huge cut, bro. If you look at it after, you can see a big old line just like this. Huge cut. He busted him up nasty, right? So boom, he has him cut up. He landed the most shots, and I feel like on the stand up, O'Malley was just better than him. I feel like the only reason Yan shot was because he was getting beat on the stand-up, And I feel like on the ground, he never really did much. Like, he got taken down. Sean was getting up always. Like, he was always looking to get up. He didn't do any ground and pound. Like, you got to give him credit for the takedowns and keeping him there. But he didn't really do much there. O'Malley got up. So, and then some were like in the beginning, like some of the takedowns were like he took him down, he got right back up. Like he got right back up. And in the last round, the thing that I think messed them up the most was Yan had already got like a takedown or something like that, and then it was like pretty much even. The fight is like 15 seconds left. The fight ends right now. It's even. Like, oh my god, like who's gonna win this, right? Sean goes for like a trip. I think they're both standing southpaw, and he goes for that trip that Yan had did earlier on him, where he puts his foot behind the other guy's foot, whatever. And he doesn't do it strong enough, and Yan takes him down. And when that happens, it's when it's like, like when he did that, that's when it was like, All right, he got this last takedown. Yan wins. I feel like that's the only thing that Sean messed up on. Like, obviously, is when we tried to do a guillotine, he shouldn't have done it. But as far as I feel like he shouldn't have done that because that made it even look more like he lost. You know, and it, you know, if it's a takedown, whatever. But yeah, it could go either way. I think it's just the fact that Sean had a bad body language. If Yan would have won, I don't know, bro. I don't know if it's just because I'm a Sean fan, whatever. Like, I'm trying to justify his win. It was a super close fight. That's all I'm gonna say. Super close fight. Could have gone either way. I guess Yan could have had it too. Whatever. But another thing that I was talking about was like Dana said this was a number one contender fight. Now they asked Dana, so is Sean fighting for the title? They said, I don't know. I don't know if it makes sense. I don't know if we'll do whatever makes sense. But he had already said that this was the number one contender fight for the belt. So I think they realized that Sean is not the best matchup for Sterling. And also another thing is like Sean doesn't want this. Sean doesn't want the Sterling fight. He doesn't want the belt fight right now. When have you ever seen a guy get asked, do you think the fight do you think your next fight is for the belt? Do you want that to be your next fight? When have you ever seen a guy be like, well, I don't know, you know, we gotta see. Like, when has anybody ever said that? Especially after they beat the number one guy, bro. Every guy that beats the number one guy is gonna be like, I'm fine for the belt next. This, and that. Sean's like, I don't know, like, you know, and I don't blame them, bro. Like, I know he doesn't want to get matched up with Sterling. I know he doesn't want that. He knows that's gonna be easy work for Sterling. Yeah, I don't blame him, bro. But you know, don't say it's a number one contender fight. We're not gonna make it happen. I think, if you ask me, I think they should give a Cheeto the title fight. Give him the title fight, bro. Cheeto, can you imagine if Cheeto wins that title fight and then O'Malley fights for him for the title? Crazy. That's a huge fight. Anyways, TJ Dillashaw versus Sterling. Obviously his elbow popped out, but Sterling is a problem, bro. You gotta respect, after this performance, you gotta respect Sterling, because, bro, this dude's body triangles are fucking tight, bro. When this dude has his legs triangled across your body, you can't. It's super tight, bro. Super tight. And he did it to Peter Yan too. Yan couldn't get out of that position. TJ couldn't get out of it. And these are guys that have good wrestling and good jiu-jitsu. So it's like this dude's ground game is nasty. He's strong, bro. He's strong. He deserves a win. I think if TJ Dillashaw doesn't have that shoulder problem, I think Sterling still wins regardless. His ground game is just too elite. Yeah, he's a problem. I respect Sterling, like, you know. Who else? Islam Makhachev, Charles. So this fight card, bro, was, everyone wanted to see this fight, right? Everyone wanted to see this fight. Now, everyone wanted to see this because I feel like mostly everyone was going for Charles. Everyone wanted Charles to be like make it happen, be like, oh, he was able to beat Makhachev. But it didn't happen. You know, I woke up at like 7 in the morning because I had to go watch this fight. So, the full fight card. And I think, you know, everybody was going for Charles, if I'm being honest. I think everyone was going for Charles except the Dagestanis. And it didn't happen, bro. So, you know, the fight card ended, and you kind of left the fight card with a salty taste in your mouth, because everyone was going for Charles. I think Makhachev was just stronger. He was just stronger, and I think I think Charles, having to deal with that strength, he was getting a little more tired than Islam was, and I feel like that's why he got beat. I think he's just stronger. I think his stand-up, I think Charles' stand-up wasn't, anything. He didn't do anything, bro. Like, he looked unconfident, is what I want to say. He looked like he knew the other guy was, like, better than him. Like, I don't know, like, because you see him with a strike, right? You see him when they're striking. The other guy lets off the first boom, boom, cracks Charles, right? After that, he looks like more like he throws his punches, but he doesn't look like, I don't know. It didn't look like old Charles, like this old Charles when he's like you feel like he's gonna go in there and make it happen. Like it didn't feel like that. It looked something about him was off. And if you look at the replay, Islam is throwing the same combo. He threw it dead ass like 7 times in a row. He threw a backhand, hook, backhand, hook. He just kept throwing the same combo over and over and over and over. And Charles, he kept getting hit, and then he couldn't land anything. And then they clinch, and then this dude gets out too strong for him. Yeah, I don't know. Can he beat him in the future? I don't know. Possibly. I mean, he did way better than anybody has done, like, as far as with the Dagestanis, because he was able to keep him in his guard and just keep him there. You know, he was able to just keep him in his guard and not really doing too much damage on him. So I feel like that's, like, nobody really keeps the Dagestanis in their guard. They always are able to pass advanced position. But Charles didn't really threaten him with anything at all. He didn't really. He had that triangle, but his head was already gonna pop out. Yeah, his head was gonna pop. That's pretty much it. His striking didn't really do much. He hit him with that up kick, but that was about it. That's it. He threw, like, we tried to do like few submissions, like the armbar, but didn't get anywhere. I think Islam is gonna be too much for him, even in the future. Would I want to see it again? Maybe. Depends how Charles looks, whatever. But I think Benil Dariush is a good matchup for Islam because he's big. He's also big, so it's like, he's stronger. Who else? They were saying Chandler, but I don't know. I think Volkanovski is gonna be his toughest task because Volkanovski's strong as fuck and he's short, but he's thick as fuck. I think that's his strongest matchup. I think striking wise, I think Volkanovski is also for sure gonna be better than Islam, for sure. Yeah, and I think Volkanovski is just the hardest matchup for him because he's shorter, so that means he has to dive down. He has less. Charles is like long legs. But even then, Islam, I guess, he does work from the clinch. Yeah, I'd say Volkanovski's gonna be his toughest task. I mean, he's a pound for pound fighter. Who else could beat him though? Like, Gaethje gets killed easy. Dustin. I mean, it's just Khabib. Technically, I think, like, honestly, I think Khabib has the better, the better grappling than Makhachev, right? Khabib, if he got you, bro, he got you and you're dead. You're down. Makhachev is like, he has also very, 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 very high grappling, but just like some of, like, Khabib's grappling is right, like his ground game, Khabib is here, and I feel Makhachev is like right here. But I feel like this gap goes to Makhachev's striking. Like, even though this decreases, his striking, it, like, that makes up for his striking, you know what I mean? So I feel like he's a great striker, and he's not as good as Khabib, but he's almost there, but he's not Khabib, you know what I mean? And I feel like the reason he's not Khabib is because he's also a good striker. I don't know, though. He's a problem. That's all I know. He's a problem. Yeah, I mean, I guess I want to see his pound for pound matchup. Who would I go for? I don't know. yeah. But that's it, bro. Nothing, you know, it was a great fight card, great hype up to the card, but left with a salty taste in my mouth just because Islam won another one for Charles. Now, does everyone hop off the Charles bandwagon, or are they still on it? Let me know in the comments. Peace.